babes, I promise you, I'd kill it and eat it.
Okay.
Like, it makes no difference to me. Put it this way, the first time I ever went back to my family from the Caribbean, and when they said, oh yeah, we're going to cook dinner, they came back with it on a string. If you want it, kill it and eat it. That's not your pet. My grandma told me not to name the pig because we were going to kill it. It's going to be dinner on Sunday, so if you named it, that's dinner, innit?
Yeah.
If you go outside and look for it, it ain't there.
So it's showing how powerful culture and tradition and your
100%.
family norms and like the way you've been raised is. I'm just wondering if any of that is relevant when we consider it from the point of view of the animal. That is a sentient animal that has an experience of the world, that they can feel pain, they can feel pleasure, they are being mistreated by the millions. And I'm wondering if your culture and tradition has any bearing on that fact. And
we don't raise animals in the way that you're seeing there. They live on wild ground.
That's in the Caribbean.
In the Caribbean.
What,
so that's how.
Do you live in the Caribbean now?
I don't live in the Caribbean now, but when we go back home and we see the animal, we rear the animal, we don't do that. That to me is cruelty because during their life they don't have any. So we raise them and they are free to roam. They're fed well, they're looked after well, they have a better life. They're still going to be dinner.
So okay. So you have taken your Caribbean roots and you've taken them to a country where the way that these animals are treated is horrendous. Gas chambers
I don't
pigs.
necessarily agree with that. And the more people that saw that is the more chance you'd have people that want to have rare animals in a more humane way. Again, I'm not saying just because they're rearing them in a humane way they ain't going to eat it. But at least while they're alive, they have a better life. But then I do genuinely believe, since the beginning of time, animals have been on this planet for us to consume, and they consume each other. That's the way of the world. We can't change everything.
I mean, people have used those same reasons to justify many horrendous acts throughout history, like slavery and other things. So you realise you're using the same reasoning, the same kind of rhetoric, like almost word for word.
Yes and no, because someone had to. When you're talking about slavery, someone put that rhetoric in someone's mouth and force-fed that across the world. Black people weren't always deemed as a subspecies. Someone made that and spread it across the entire world. How it got as far as it did, I don't know. This animals being fed, it doesn't matter if any of us had any communication amongst each other. Since the time began, we're all eating animals. So I understand where you're coming from. It's a nice way of living. I do.
And if there was a time machine that transported me back hundreds of years or thousands of years, I would have to eat meat out of survival. Nowadays, our society is evolving. We have 8 billion people on the planet. It's no longer sustainable. It's no longer right. We actually have a different option. We can eat plants now. So I'm wondering why we're still doing it and whether it's morally justifiable if we don't have to eat all of these animals.
It's not humane, seeing it is not going to stop me from eating meat. I know they do that. I try not to buy cheap meat.
Is there a conflict? Is there a struggle going on in your mind where you're like, I do disagree with this, but I'm still going to pay for it. I'm still going to fund it.
I disagree with that. And if you showed me that chicken and told me it was £2 and then you showed me how it was handled, I'd say, right, you know what, I ain't going to buy it. We had chickens, we had pigs, we had goats. They came on strings and went by, and then we seasoned them when they were warm. They didn't even have time to cool down.
And you're proud of that?
I'm proud that I know where my food comes from. I'm proud that I have witnessed that and still put it in my mouth. If I felt that badly about it, and some people do, they stop eating meat after seeing that be killed.
That could apply to a lot of other different things because we've always done it. We've always waged wars. So what's to stop me from starting another war, you know? There's all these different comparisons I can use.
There's a whole war in Ukraine. There's a war.
That's the reality, right?
There's a war.
I'm not denying reality. I'm not naive to that. But do I use that as a justification to then start another war? To start killing people? Hey, look, if I went to court, right, and I was the accused, right, and I said, but Your Honor, we've always killed. Everyone kills all the time. There are murders happening every day. It's in our history. It's in my heritage. I'm British, right? I come from colonialists. My great-great-great-grandfather was probably doing terrible shit, right? Does that make it okay? Is the judge going to say, you know what, case dismissed, that man is right. He's just doing what's natural.
This is why this is an education. So you're educating people. I think you need to connect people to what they put in their mouth a little bit more. And I think that helps. But there is not always meat in my meals. I went vegan. I thought I went vegan for a few months. I was trying to drop a dress size real quick. So I went vegan.
Right.
So it's not like I can't do it, but the humans, and then what are they blitzing the chicken?
This is for eggs. So basically,
but why are they killing the chickens?
Yeah, I'll tell you. So those are male chicks. Now, male chicks are never going to produce eggs.
So they kill
So
them.
when they hatch, the first thing they do is they just throw them into a blender. I mean, this is the most profitable way because it's the least expensive way. Here, the female chicks are being debeaked so that they're not able to peck their handlers, so they're just sawn off with a hot blade. That's for all eggs, free range, organic, you name it. See, there's no legal definition of free range in this country,
Free range
or
to
in
me,
the USA, in Australia.
It's got a massive area.
Free range is just a marketing thing. It's just a marketing thing.
See, I didn't know that, so you learn something.
They don't see sunlight. The only time they see sunlight is on the way to the slaughterhouse when they're not given any food or water on this long journey. They're starving by the time they get there. They have no rights protecting them from this stuff, even really basic rights. I'm not saying the right to vote.
Yeah, but
I'm saying
is as
basic
a result
rights.
of humans. So the humans are choosing to do that. The humans are choosing to profit off their destruction.
They're only doing
and
it
doing
because you pay for it.
Well, this is what I said. Show that next to the £2 chicken. People ain't gonna buy it.
We want everyone to see this. We want
Get them
everyone
to put that in
to
the
see
supermarket. I guarantee people start picking it up. They would, because I would. I'd be like, you know what, this would be cheap.
Have you tried to put this by the supermarket? Have you actually
Get them into the supermarket.
to do that, to get that into the supermarket?
I mean, they kick you out and stuff. So, and then they blacklist you. But yeah, we want to get the message out to have conversations with the public, so that the public are informed of what they're buying. A lot of them will choose to not do that. Then we'll reduce the consumer demand. They'll go to other products that aren't causing this level of suffering, and then we can actually change. And we're helping this evolution of food technology and food ethics and things. We're helping that along, and we do that by talking to members of the public, like you both, and showing them what really goes into it.
What's going on there?
This is forcible impregnation. This is how people get their milk. So you're going to see this little baby calf just been born, right? This is on the first day of birth.
It's been taken away so we can continue to have milk.
Yeah, it's because we can't have the calf drinking the milk, right? Well, if we have the calf drinking the milk, it's not profitable. It's all in pursuit of profit. They do it because people pay for it. They wouldn't do it otherwise.
Our bodies, well, I as a black woman, my body's not, we don't deal with lactose very well. So a lot of my mum's lactose intolerant, my daughter's completely dairy-free, completely.
None of us need it.
Well, we are one of the only animals that drink another animal's milk. Like, it's kind of wholly unnecessary up until the point, if you have a child, you breastfeed your child don't need milk no more, feed it.
Thank you.
There's a lot of basic common sense that falls into all of this. It's all about education. You know what? Actually, literally when I saw this, I thought,
I think you've come round to it.
It's not to say I disagree with what you're doing. Obviously, I have my viewpoint, but I actually be out here. And if your people are going to have conversations in the way that you guys are having conversations, continue to do it, educate people, because you're not pushing it down no one's throat. And that's what a lot of people don't like about the vegan community. It's like the rest of the world must be vegan because you are.
Well, look, I can't force you to think a certain way. No one can force anyone to do anything. Like, you can walk away from here and buy whatever the hell you like. Like, I can't influence that. The only way I can do that is by just giving information where people are willing to take it. Some people that walk past, they're just not willing to take on information, and they're not ready for it. They're not ready for the message. But you guys are. You are.
Get them young. Obviously not too young because this is a lot to deal with. But get them young so they can understand it and connect what the animal is to the package that they receive.
Yeah,
I take my hats off to you guys. You don't do what you're doing, and hopefully you get a lot of people to actually pay attention. So I'll shake your hands on that one.
Thank you very much.
Take good care.
And until you go vegan, you are paying for this, you are funding it, you're causing it to continue. So I encourage you to think about it. There's some information for you if you like. Tons of websites and inspiring videos. Some of them are pretty motivating. Some of them are a bit horrific.
Where are you based? So you're London based, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you work with young people?
We talk to young people and old people and all different ages here, but no, I haven't.
You haven't tried to go. If a youth
I want to go
club
to schools.
If schools, youth clubs, that kind.
I want
if
to
you get them at that age,
schools.
then it might last.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with old people, then you're knocking out all of everything that's been put in them before.
That's the goal.
And then the next generation will be better.